Stand your ground, friends.
I will attempt it.
Right. This will lead to a very likely fight. Hopefully we don't have to fight the... You can see him? Why? Because he's a
Stand your
fucking piece of
ground,
shit.
friend. We have no choice.
Do whatever.
They must be eliminated.
Okay, we need to find the tree in Sengrad. What happened?
Okay. Okay.
I'm still betting we'll have to fight here. Let's do it.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Yeah.
Yes?
You return. Please forgive me, I did not mean to disturb.
Farewell then, and heed my words.
Leave this place in its peace. Still need to go to the tree. There's a tree, there's a tree. The enchanted tree still exudes an eternal vitality. Touch the tree with the Salanthir. Only want damage resistance against cold at this point.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
I'll talk with Larian about
Is there
the
something you wish?
things he wants to discuss at this point. Tell me of your travels through the dreams of others. It is a painful topic, one I do not wish to discuss. Come on, Larian. We should discuss what we have experienced. Perhaps there are answers to be found in the dreams we have seen. He shakes his head. Do not search for answers that your heart cannot bear to hear. That way lies madness. We have no choice. We must find how to end this century of sorrow. Evernorn sought that answer, and madness is what he found. But did he? You saw Lord Evernorn in a dream. A cruel smile appears on Larian's face. It seems that time had finally caught up with the old man. The millennia of lucidity, his mind was the first to go. Such irony. Lord Evernorn had lost his mind?
Yes, that is so.
So cruelly does the sculptor's chisel split the stone beneath its blows. Please tell me of this dream. Very well. The dream took place within a great library, the greatest ever seen by mortal eyes. Held 1,000,000 books, and Evernorn was trying to read them all. What were the books about? History. The history of 1,000 civilizations stretching over eons that humble even elven reckoning. The world is older than you or I can imagine. Much older. Interesting. Evanorn was trying to read it all, to learn all that there was contained within that mountain of knowledge, but it was impossible. Even an elven lifetime would not be enough to appreciate even a fraction of it all. So what was it he did learn? Much of his speech was an incoherent babble, so I could not make out his words. Do you remember anything? Yes, he kept repeating a phrase. So heavy our debt to history, over and over. So heavy our debt to history. Indeed. Do you know what that means? I have no idea. And tell me, did he learn anything about the Heresars? Oh yes, they became an obsession with him. He learned all he could of their history and of their demise. Did he learn how they tried to defeat fate? He would not speak to me of that. That secret he would only reveal to the Unmaker. Then we must find him. Indeed. So how did his dream end? It ended in madness. Explain. First he began to cry. He fell upon a giant stack of books and began weeping like a child. He was apologizing, asking forgiveness, as if books could grant that. Then he stood, wiped the tears from his face, and replaced them with an expression like stone, and then... And what? And then he began to burn it all. The books, that priceless treasure house of knowledge. He cast fire among the parchments, called it from the air itself, until the entire great hall was entirely in flames. Why? I do not know. But then he himself was engulfed in the flames and began to scream in pain. That is when that is when the dream ended. What do you think it means? Is it a metaphor? Burning of books, the destruction of knowledge. Yes, perhaps it is a metaphor. What knowledge was Evanorn trying to destroy? I have no idea. Perhaps we will understand it someday. Yes, perhaps we shall.
Fine idea.
Okay, this could also mean that Evanorn is basically regretted helping in the first place. Huge shock, then stone cold determination, then no one must know what he knows. So there's no... If he dies, there's no alternative way to
Is there
reach that
something you
same
wish?
conclusion and knowledge anymore. Do you have any idea what must be done to end this century of sorrow? What makes you believe that there is an answer? What reason do you have to hope? I know it in my heart. I know there is an answer. Perhaps. Or perhaps you just delude yourself. It's an option. Perhaps. But as long as we have hope, then all is not lost. You do still have hope. Admit it. Very well. Yes, I still have hope. I'm relieved to hear this. But you must promise me something. What is it? You must promise me that no matter what happens, you will not commit the sin you had foreseen. You will not lie to your former self about the century of sorrow. I'm sorry, Larian, I cannot make such a promise. We still don't understand enough about what faces us. Are you mad? What could possibly justify such an abominable act? There can be no reason for such suffering. I'm just saying that we cannot be sure what is really at stake here. But I promise you, Larian, I will consider all of this with the greatest care. Falls silent. Larian?
Please leave me be. I have no desire to speak with anyone.
I'd like to. I sort of these sort of things annoy me because you sort of give up on Larian. We should talk to him about the dangers of making these vows especially when we don't really know why we're doing this. We don't know what we're doing. Not at all. So we don't know we have no idea of the consequences. It's an insane vow to make. It's the one of those vows is exactly the reason why this whole thing started in the first place. The poisoning of the well.
We have no choice.
If
They
there was
must be
some,
eliminated.
if there was more pragmatism and flexibility in the decision making, this could have all been avoided. And our monk friend was basically just, no matter what, was destined to try to kill me in the most horrible possible way because that was the vow she had taken. So, are you some kind of lawful person? Chaotic, yeah. I don't understand why he wants to bow. He should be open to the discussion at least. Wintry wolves. Fuck.
We have.
And the fucker just heals himself. Larian is sort of good if he didn't have any spells. Not that it matters too much, we have infinite amount of healing. Still, it's a particularly stupid way of fighting. And I don't understand why he stays invisible. Because he doesn't attack, he just casts healing spells on himself. I think it might be a bug. To feel yourself drawn to the rightward path. Why not use a compass direction? Among the roots of this tree, you can see a strange metallic chest. It is entirely embedded among the roots, as if the tree itself was planted upon it and grew around it over several decades. You'll have to chop down the tree to remove the chest. Yeah, I think was Evanorn's wise location. You missed a tree. Pendant of the Glyphs. When worn, the gem on the pendant glows faintly. Light it emanates can illuminate hidden glyphs described upon the very air. Suppose we have to use this. Letter from Evanorn. This letter was sealed within a small metal box you found hidden in the roots of a tree. My old friend, I can only hope that it is you who reads these words. Only you should have found your way to the barren wilderness where I have hidden this message. I shall be very glad when we meet once again, when you have returned to the world of the living. There is so much to discuss. So much has happened since you left for the deserts of Akupan. I have learned much in my studies and left some of my notes for you here, along with the means to find me. I have described hidden cliffs to mark my passage, and the amulet in this box will reveal to you their presence. I do not know where my journey will take me, or what secrets I will learn, but I promise you that I will find the way to end this century of sorrow. Come, come to my aid. Sincerely, Evernorn Sithran Theo. I have a feeling we're gonna have to fight Evernorn at some point. That's what he found. Maybe he found the way to change things. He doesn't like what he found. Oh, fuck, this is a long journal. A small notebook describes some of the results of Lord Evanor's research into the Heresars and the Century of Sorrow. It seems to have been transcribed from a longer piece of text that he presumably still has with him. I'm certain of it now. The Century of Sorrow was caused by breaking the balance between the elements of our existence, fire and water, air and earth, life and death. That is why the sun withers in the sky. That is why the sun withers in the sky, and the dead rise from their graves to wage war against the living. These are merely signs of the misalignment of elements. And if the balance is restored, then all will return to no harmony. And so, there still is hope for the world. How can the balance be restored? How can the end of days be prevented? I'm certain that the answers lie among the ruins of Imret Arduin, the ancient capital of the extinct race known as Heresars. The earliest mention of the Heresars I have come across is from the archives of Soldanar, the elven kingdom predating Lindetharn. Here follows the account of a Lethnelier, historian of House Silandrith. From the 12th to the 17th century, a great human empire existed in the west, extending eastward from the edge of the Obsidian Ocean to the Peridden Seaway, and northward from the Sea of Storms to the Endless Plain. It was known as Arduin, and its people called themselves the Heresars. They were a warlike people bent on conquest, and for centuries their empire ruled the western world. In 11,568, Elder Ishakir signed a peace treaty with the Heresars, fixing their borders at the banks of the river Nihiriel. But just 86 years later, his trust was betrayed. A terrible war ensued, threatening the line of Suldanar. And just when all hope of Elvendom seemed lost, the Heresars disappeared. Sometime in the second half of the 117th century, they simply vanished from the world. Some notes of explanation. Lethnelier describes dates using the Elven long count calendar, which implies that the events he described took place about 12,000 years ago. Some of the places to which he refers still carry the same names, such as the Obsidian Ocean or the river Nihiriel in the common tongue. But others are unknown to me. From what I can tell, the Empire of Arduin covered all that is now known as Belleria and Sardathia, as well as the Kalamnir Mountains and the Erdenhar. Perhaps the Jundra Plains were also part of the empire, but that is unclear. All of this was so long ago that even Elven records are difficult to interpret. But what all of my research confirms is that there indeed existed a great human civilization that vanished about 12,000 years ago, and the seed of its power was somewhere in the far north, probably beyond the peaks of Agarfjord. The following is an excerpt from the ancient epic poem Barthutis. Uh, Through the unweaved gate they stepped, pride at their side, light at their back, boldly seeking to know all that there is to know. But another entered, cold, merciless, hunger of worlds. So easily he placed his chains around their hearts, and so the pinnacle of men fell. Those who would be kings instead became slaves. Their bodies turned to tools, their minds to shelves upon which thoughts could be placed by others, and thus their pride they were punished for 1,000 years. I believe that these verses refer to the first fall of the Heresars, when they vanished from the world at the peak of their power. Scholars speculate that the Heresars were attempting to conquer the astral planes and found within them an enemy that even they could not match. Legends have it that the astral webs that bind the planes were once ruled by a cold-hearted race of monsters known as the Illithid, who have the ability to control the minds of others. I believe the Heresars fell victim to the Illithid and became their slaves for 1,000 years. That is why their empire faded. How they escaped is unclear, but it seems that they did. Legend has it that upon the lands of their former empire they built a great city called Imreth Ardun. I believe I may have found some clues as to the location of Imreth Ardun. Here follows the account of Ragnar, a dwarven explorer who claims to have ventured far beyond the peaks of the Agarfjord about 100 years ago. On the third day of the seventh week, we finally saw the edge of the great mountains. The Northmen were right. Beyond the Agarfjord there lies a great plain, frozen all through the year. After burying Filior and performing the rites of Dumathoin, we began our descent. The land beyond the mountains was even more barren than the tundra of the Urdenar and more hostile than Dragonscar Ridge. Here only the ice trolls and arctic bears make their homes, and many times we thanked Grobnerim for his gift of the warming cloaks. Scattered all across the icy fields, we observed the signs of what appears to have once been some kind of civilization. No building remained save for that what we found encased in millennia of ice, thus protected from the eroding winds. Some of these artifacts were recovered, despite the protest of prior realm. Surely they would be worth a fortune in gold or knowledge. But we saw no sign of the fabled city, no spires of gold or ancient magic. We resolved to continue our search for another week before tragedy struck. While investigating a curious crater of ice, we were ambushed by the largest bugbears my eyes ever did see. Their skin was pure white, and they wore the pelts of polar bears, concealing them well against the blinding snow. Before we knew what was happening, Kegnir and Reldon lay dead. Severely outnumbered, we had no choice but to flee, leaving behind our fallen comrades, all the artifacts we had found and most of the food supplies. We returned to the cache left at the foot of the Agarfjord, only to learn that it had been found and taken, no doubt by the patrol of frost goblins. We were defeated, and so, shamed, cold, and starving, we made our way back across the peaks of the Agarfjord. Fate took pity upon us then, and our return passage was surprisingly uneventful. I cannot describe the relief I felt when I finally saw again the village of Skernfell and our old allies. I'm certain that Regnath and his party came across the ruins of the ancient heresy civilization. If I can retrace their steps, then I am certain to find it. And indeed, fortune is with me. Upon an old map of northern Urdenar, I found the name Skainfell, and it is indeed near the mountain pass known as Dragonscar Ridge. That is where I shall begin my search. Okay, what amulet I have? Scarab of Protection. I think it's reasonable that I wear this. I limit myself to the support role more. I certainly won't need the Scarab so much. A big hole. Here beneath the roots of trees, some mushrooms have made their home. It's a good place to rest. We're in fairly good condition. I don't need rest. Although, I mean, we might have a dream and there's no harm in resting. Soon we have to make another decision about where we're gonna go. Are we gonna push Arcane Archer or take the 4th level wizard spells? We've been, I think, fairly lucky with spellcasters so far. That they haven't been the top of the class spellcasters. However, once they're about 15 level and above, they have access to most of their spells. And that's when things becomes truly bad. And if we don't have any way to remove those defenses, it's just... Alternatively, the Arcane Archer level 4 is sort of worthless. It will take us closer to having the 3rd attack though, while the Wizard level does nothing on that. And 5th level would give us +3 bolts, so again more heavier piercing through defenses.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
The Wilds. Massive map.
Gorak, okay. Gorak, okay. Gorak, okay. Gorak, okay.
I'll always take the wrong path, I think, simply because I want to explore it. That's ooh, giant winter wolves. They're fighting each other.
We have no choice. They must
Seriously,
be eliminated.
do something.
Taste of my wrath! Perish as you should!
Snow caps. Which are what exactly? Mushrooms. The snow cap, when crushed and eaten, can provide significant protection against cold. However, it also makes one more vulnerable to heat. Okay, that's fine. Against these type of opponents, it's a good trait to make. Realistic though, I'm not gonna use them. These can output a massive amount of cold damage, so even with the protection, it's significant. If the fight would take somewhat longer, we'll be in serious trouble. Hopefully they don't last too long, so that makes them easier to use. You're not stuck with the negatives so long. Glowing stone. Here within the hollow tree stands something that appears as a glowing stone. It exudes a feeling of great vitality. Just being near it seems to heal your wounds and soothe your troubled mind. So I'll take that. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. How dangerous are these? Still, I took a massive amount of damage in just seconds.
We have no choice. You must fall.
And I'll keep taking it. Where's the damage coming from? Oh, they're doing it.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Well, I'm regenerating, but it's so slow regeneration that matters not. Free healing for people who have for some reason not gained this item, I would imagine. $2,500 for the level up. Intervals. Let's try the mushroom thing. I think it functions a lot more or less like the cloak. That it absorbs 5 points of damage. So no, yes, maybe. So it's like a cloak, meaning it's sort of worthless. So no point really holding onto those mushrooms or collecting them. Might be slightly amusing, but that's it. And the vulnerability to fire is probably very real. Maybe it'll work on a percentage basis though. Yes. Damage immunity decreased fire. I don't see damage immunity increased ice. So I'm not sure that's in any way useful. Maybe if you didn't buy these logs, it might be more valuable. Frost goblins, archers, chieftain. Chieftain seems to have a elemental weapon. Shaman. Holy fuck is that? Grey render. Grey render is gonna kill him. I need to try to distract him.
We have no choice.
Attack, you stupid son of a bitch.
No choice. They must be eliminated.
Come on, just a few more hits.
We have.
You're a terrible fighter. Still, I could have scouted this place beforehand. I did not see the grey render, and that's the thing that causes trouble here. Battle axe. It's the blade of this axe is so cold that even touching it can freeze the skin. So basically, normal metal in cold environment. Conducts heat. It is warmer here by the fire. Good shot on the fireball though. Loot bags. Say I'm not impressed with the loot. But at the same time, what are you gonna loot here? Winter wolves and white stags. Still have the fire vulnerability. So this should last. We have to be careful when eating those. Is this a dead end? Yes. Basically, this just tells you the path if you don't want to do any unnecessary fighting. But in some ways, we don't really need it. I'll still hold on to it. Never know what it ends up telling us. Saves us time, we don't have to go back and forth. We know where the dead ends are, so we can go there first. Oh, this is suspicious. Open area. These tracks look interesting. Bear tracks. Let's go on some bears. These are tracks of a large bear, probably a northern grizzly. Don't underestimate its ferocity. Okay. Small cave. It's like a gigantic bear. Bears. What are we here to get? There's morning stars, a couple of goblins. There's a dead frost goblin there, but
Stand your ground, friends.
there's a strong animal smell in this cave.
I will attempt it.
All I see is a couple of bears. No extra loot, nothing of real interest. There's blood there, there's another frost goblin. I think we'll just go away.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Of course it's an easy kill for us, but it's also pointless. I have no gains from that. Ooh, a wall. Proper man-made wall. Let us be careful. There's no telling who or what lives beyond that wall. Well, there are wild ghosts there, so you know that. And that's our only path anyway. So, what, who or what lives beyond this wall? a road. Skin fell. Well, there was no undead presence here, so this town might not have fallen to them. Actual living beings? Maid shop, maybe? Better than our warriors. There's two. Graveyard, maybe. Just taking a look. Yeah, mausoleum, crypt, something. Well, Ebenorn came here, so might as well go in. We don't need to talk to anyone for directions, but certainly would help to know what the hell is in the surrounding areas.
Stop!
Who goes there?
My name is Ania Melimian. I come from the southern lands.
You lie. The southern lands are lost.
Not all is lost. There are still some who survive.
Looks closely at your face. Can't be. You are not of the undead.
I'm as alive as you are. Now tell me, what is this place?
You better come with me.
Very well.
Can open the doors to the houses, so they might be proper locations. Some kind of shop there. Torlet's Treasures. Hitman's house. The hitman, leader, of Skernfell is an old man. He must once have been a great warrior, but age can defeat even the greatest of men. Also, sitting on a throne all day.
Well, hello there.
And who might you be?
My name is Ania Melimian.
And I'm Larian Tienan Gareth.
We come from the southern lands.
So I am told. This is most extraordinary,
Why?
because we have not heard from the lands south of Calamnir in more than 15 years. Our last report said the kingdoms had all fallen to the armies of Ragnarok.
Yes, but there are still some who survive.
Is that right? His face brightens. Does Azulgard still stand?
No, the kingdom of Belleria has fallen, as has Sardathi and Akaban. As have the elven...
As have the elven forests.
Indeed.
Then little remains. We know that the dwarves have retreated into their mines. We believe they too are dead. there is no more hope for the world.
Perhaps there is. In fact, that is why we are here.
Oh,
I'm searching for a man, an elven wizard named Lord Evenorn Sithranthil.
Evenorn.
Do you know him?
I have heard of him, yes, from my father. Lord Evenorn is a great hero to our people.
Is a hero to you?
Yes, he came to our aid during what has become known as the Year of Thunder. That is when the giants of Agerfjord swept down from their mountain castles and invaded the Erdenar. If it were not for Evenor's magic, this small tower would surely have fallen.
Why did the giants attack?
Who knows? Who can understand their frozen hearts?
And Lord Evenorn drove them off?
Yes, he was truly a mighty wizard.
Do you know what happened to him?
I do not, for I was but a child when he still walked among us.
How long ago was this?
Hard to say, probably more than 60 years.
Does anyone know what happened to him?
Perhaps it was written in the chronicles of Bard Varela. Let me see now.
He rises and slowly walks over to a nearby bookshelf. Slowly, yes. Browses the books. Reads. What did you find?
It is written here that at the end of the Year of Thunder, Lord Evenorn left to travel north across the Akerfjord to search for the ruins of an ancient civilization. He was accompanied by one of our strongest warriors, a man named Vigor.
What is the Agerfjord?
It is a great mountain range just north from these lands. I believe it marks the very edge of existence itself.
Evenorn believed there is something beyond it.
Indeed, he was correct. Beyond the Ackerfield there lies a great frozen plain, there where the very air draws breath and warmth from all who walk across it.
Do you know what route? Do you know the route that Evenorn and Vigor took?
It is written here that they were headed for Dragon's Scar Ridge, a dangerous journey even for men such as they.
What's so dangerous about it? Dragons?
Everything. First, it cuts across Oderheim, the kingdom of the Frost Giants. They do not take kindly to intruders. Second, the winds that blow across the ridge can carry a grown man in full armor into the air and throw him into a crevice of 5,000 meters as easily as this. Third, the great titan, Wildragnar, has been imprisoned by the gods beneath the Agrafjord. When he struggles against the change, the mountains tremble, causing massive avalanches and opening great cracks within the earth itself. And finally, Dragonscar Ridge has earned its name. It is said that above it lies the kingdom of the dragons, who have begun to stir after their centuries of slumber.
So, environmental dangers, ice giants, earthquakes, and dragons. I see.
It is indeed a perilous journey. Perhaps it is where Evenor and Vigard have met their fate.
What else is written in that book?
Let me see.
Reads more, then raises his eyebrow. What is it?
It is written here that prior to leaving Lord Evenor, told us about the coming of a great prophet, a prophet named...
He looks at you in awe.
A prophet named Ania Melimian.
Yes, and so I have come.
Then I welcome you, madam. It is an honor.
Thank you.
Lord Evanor told us that you are the only hope that remains for the world, that you are the only one who can still turn the tide to Ragnarok.
I hope he was right.
As do we all, lass, as do we all.
And let me ask you, have you ever heard of a race of men known as the Heresars?
I have not.
What about the kingdom of Imrith Arduin?
Imrith Arduin? Do you mean Ardun?
Arduin?
Yes, it is a myth among the giants of Ordenheim. Just a tale that strikes fear even into their cold hearts.
Can you please tell me this tale?
I believe it is said that Arduin was a powerful kingdom that once ruled over all of these lands many thousands of years ago. Even the giants were its slaves. But it is difficult to know the truth, or even it dies under the hand of time.
I'm certain that Arduin is what Lord Evanon was searching for. That is where the answers lie. That is where I must go.
And we of the Urdenar will do all that we can to help.
I don't want to ask for men. I'm having enough trouble with Larian. Uh, how about some supplies?
I will instruct the weaponsmith Torlet to give you a very fair price on any of his supplies. Speak with him in his store in the center of town. He possesses a variety of items you will find invaluable among the peaks of Agarpure.
My thanks.
Is there anything else I can do?
I don't want him to spare men. I mean, unless he has some kind of specialty henchman type, because these are pathetic. Just need a place to rest.
Of course, you may rest yourself in my chambers upstairs.
Thank you.
You should go now. Come back to speak with me when you are ready for your journey.
Let's go shopping first. We don't have a huge amount of money or equipment, but enough to get an item or two of interest. Especially if we get decent discounts. Ah, the crypt. I want to visit the crypt. Can I go to these other buildings, or are they just nothing of interest?
Yes.
What do you want?
I'd like to take a look at your wares, please.
Oh, yes, I've been to all of you. I can give you a discount on all of my normal supplies, or if you prefer, I can show you some of my special items.
Let's try the normal ones first. And that's a lot of normal crap. Warming cloaks. It's good enough for... What is special about an orcish... Ah, it's mighty. Fire bombs might be useful. It looks like we're going against Dragon too, so we might have to prepare for that. Also, I need a price check. Boots of Unwavering Stance, 8,930.
Yes.
8,930. Okay. Levitating bag. Horn of Goodness Evil. What the fuck is this? Magic Circle. Howling. Summon a creature 3 once per day. This type of crap might be useful, but we have Larian and I've... This would be secondary as far as equipment is concerned, because there's still a possibility we'll lose Larian, so we might prepare for that eventuality. But I'd rather buy equipment for us than this. Dragon Breath, single use. Warding Amulet. Necklace of Fireballs. Cold Resistant Amulet. Yeah, this might be useful, especially because my current amulet is totally worthless. Ring of Power, 100,000. Cold resistance, electrical resistance, fire resistance, freedom, regeneration. Yep. Ring of Spell Battle, not useful. Ring of Protection, +2, slightly useful. Okay, 3,656. 97,627, yeah. Bit of a price difference. And spells! Do you have? You don't have reach. Of course you don't. Very few mage spells in general. Potion of Heal, 1,300, not a bad price. Not a good price either, though. Very expensive stone skin potions. Ordinar Crossbow, massive critical, smitey. And they don't really have anything interesting. I'm going to buy fire arrows no matter what. Especially considering the environment we're in currently. Piercing damage. Cloak of Greater Sanctuary. Cloak of Fortification. Blue Dragon Armor, 20,000. +3 electrical resistance, 20. Spell Shield. Spell resistance. Boots of Hardness, +2 Constitution and Armor Bonus touch modifiers. Yeah, these are actually fairly piss poor equipment pieces. I was honestly expecting something even somewhat useful, but the game says no. No. We could buy the Gauntlet of Ogre Power. +2 strength isn't much, but it'll help especially with the carry weight situation. Also, I don't have anything else. Somewhat expensive, but not that expensive. And again, it's item slots are currently not filled, so. Sporting Amulet is currently worthless. So, protection from Cold Amulet could be nice. Only 1,900. The game really wants us to be able to purchase that. Where did it go? Big problem is the armor class though. Um, how much bonus do you get from dexterity? 4, I'd say at maximum at the moment. 5 if we buff him. So this is a +3, so it's like base armor class of 4 on a non-magical armor. It's not particularly good. So it's a 4/4 armor, 8 points of armor in total. This would have 9, 12 points. Also a nice electrical resistance. Also, how expensive is it? 20,000. Gilded Defender. Dwarf only. +1 +3. 4/4, but no pluses. Blue Dragon Armor would be it. It has a weight reduction. 80% of maximum weight. It's not much, but it's something I think that it will make the armor usable. We'll still have to switch equipment around, but it would be usable. We need to do something to get the armor class to 30. Otherwise, we're going against dragons, giants, whatever. 25 isn't gonna cut it anymore. It's basically constantly getting hit. Shit, I need to see the normal look here again.
Yes.
Masterwork normal gear is +4, masterwork full plate. Seriously? It's a better armor than the specialized armors. $13,000. It also weighs more. It also doesn't have electrical resistance. I'm not sure how good that would be, but uh, the problem is, let's say you pay some kind of electrical using monstrosity. If it's a dragon, the 25 points is not gonna do shit. The dragon's breath is gonna do a massive amount of damage. It'll go right through it. Against lesser, it might be useful against like lightning bolt. I suppose it's better than nothing, but the point is, it's not gonna really save your life. This will give 13 points of armor class. It's a bit heavier. You can use it with the strength belt, no doubt. I think I'll buy it.
I am weighted down too heavily, I
Yeah, no
fear.
shit. $29.
Yes.
There was a ring of protection. Not particularly expensive either. $30. Right. Where's the 1 point coming from? Here. Keep it. $34,000. Need a little bit of weight off still. I'll take the scrolls. That should give us enough weight. Yeah. He can afford nothing extra. Still, if someone doesn't have instant death attacks, the belt will be better. Right. Right. Not that bad. I'm gonna try to go for the Ring of Power. We already have 67,000, so we need 30,000 extra. Axe of the Gold Thunder. Cold damage +1. On hit free. Slow attack. Fortitude save. Rubbish. Also worth 40,000. So hello Ring of Power. 40,000 for the cloak. I don't care for it. You don't get attacks of opportunity on the guy. The problem is, why even have the tumble at that point? No, it's spring attack that prevents attacks of opportunity. Right. we could sell that. I don't care for it. Still, it's a solid item. Well, if no one wants that, might as well leave it here. Every extra piece of crap that we don't want, now's the time to get rid of it. Ring of Eternal Charm. I have no interest in this. 150,000, yeah. At least money doesn't weigh all that much. Spells we can't use. Undead's Eternal Foe. The pre-spell, right? Innate level 9. This is a good one. But if you can't use it, you can't use it. $50,000, holy shit. We have 230,000 gold pieces. Yeah. Can we use this? Yes, we can. Some valuable spells for emergency situations. Uh, any pointless rubbish? Yes, yes, sweet. Not bad weapon, but no one can use it. Or rather, we have better weapons we could use. 300,000. Right. Okay. Thanks for the gold. I'll spend probably most of it here. Ring of Power. Necklace of Fireballs could be very useful as a backup. It's only 6,500. You can get either 20 low-level fireballs or 4 high-level fireballs. I have no interest in using it now, but a backup is a backup. Spellcraft, Dispel Magic. Spells we might want. Buy Potion of Heal. Buy Stone Skin Potions. Elemental Resistance Potions. Greater Restoration, please. Move Disease too. Wouldn't happen to have anything to cancel. Ooh, Unlock Scrolls. I think I can use these. Ability Scrolls, yes. Remove Blindness, Deafness. Okay, that's about it. I think I'll take some Restoration Scrolls too. I really have no reason not to. Rock Skins, Serious Heal Potions. Piercing arrows. They're better than the normal ones. I don't care for the arrows of madness. +1 arrows, normal arrows are just as good. And boots of hardiness. Yep. We are left with 160,000. You could use the boots. Resist fire and sonic damage probably isn't too useful here. Just my opinion though. 32 armor class on the other hand might be. Huh. We have a ring of horseshit, fortitude +4. About a ring of power. There's everything in it. Actually, I'd rather keep it on myself. He would benefit from it surely, but I still don't trust him fully. Freedom and regeneration will help me too. Right. So a lot of tools to use. Feels good, man. I think we're in general going to start, especially if we encounter dragons and giants, so we're gonna start to use the better arrows. We'll resort to normal arrows when we run out the better ones. Still. Birdcage. The gilded bars curl around each other gracefully, conjuring up sensations of jasmine scented in evenings, cool breezes, and the songs of nightingale. But the cage is empty and has been for a long time. Burdens of knowledge.
It's you, Ania Melimian. You are to blame for all of this death. For the hand of the Unmaker shall begin the century of sorrow. What have you done? You have brought doom upon us all. We have been betrayed. Ania Melimian is our enemy. I'll destroy her. Is there a world that still awaits its salvation? Or is this endless wasteland all that now remains?
She shall bring to us the answer, and the answer to the one question that lies deepest within our hearts. How could you have done this? How could you have deceived me? I came to you for help. I trusted you, and you lied to me. Why? I demand to know why. You will understand, my sister. In the end, you will understand everything. Even this. Yeah, the biggest fear, I suppose, is that there's a perfectly good reason for it. As I slept, I had another dream. I was walking through a wasteland, watched by statues of those whose fate I have touched: Meriadoc, Uther Palandras, Curathan. They spoke to me, cursing me for the sin I had committed. And then I came upon my own future self, standing at the edge of time. I shouted at her, demanding to know why she had deceived me, but she did not answer, and only said that one day I would understand everything. But how can I possibly understand her betrayal? What possible reason can there have been to set into motion this century of sorrow? What reason could be to bring about the end of days? I have a sort of a feeling that it might be related to something. This is not a recollection of the plot, this is not something I know, but it might be a foreshadowing thing that happened long, long ago, and it happened with the Drow. That they sort of broke their bonds because of a flaw in human nature, or nature in living creatures. That they're always trapped, they're always imprisoned, and in order to break free from those chains, they sort of became totally mad. And I don't think it just relates to the fact that if everything is according to prophecy, there's no point in bring about morality. I think it might be related to this somehow. It's an oddly involved situation right at the start, but only if it doesn't relate to anything later on. But if it does, then it ceases to be that. It was their solution to the same problem. I'm tying maybe to the Century of Sorrow that was predicted earlier but never happened. Something that caused Evenorn to burn down the library after he basically found out about it. Doesn't necessarily happen so nightly and neatly, but it's a possibility. And where the fuck is my helmet again? If you're gonna take it off, at least have the goddamn common courtesy to put it back on. Yeah, we're starting to have too much of this shit again.
So, are you ready to go? Or is there something you need to do beforehand?
We are ready to go.
Are you certain? Once Doran has led you to the mountains, it will be difficult, if not impossible, for you to find your way back here. Be sure you have everything you need before you set off.
We are ready.
And I'm ready as well, Lord Hetman.
Excellent. Let us be off.
I wish you well.
You carry with you all of the hopes that still remain.
We will do what we can. Men of Skernfell bow deeply and you set off. What can we do? There's only really one big shock or revelation that the game can put on us, and it's the why we betray ourselves. It's why it's all worth it. Why a neutral or good-natured person will see that it's all worth it. After 2 days of travel, you arrive at the shore of a lake.
Stop.
What is it? We are here. We have arrived at the foot of the Agrafjord. Behold. I can see fog. The great mountains of the Agrafjord are just beyond this lake. Thank you for leading us here, Joran. It has been my honor, Lady Millennium. Then I suppose this is where we part ways. Indeed, but first there is something. What is it? Here. Holds out his sword. Want you to have this. Thank you. Disenchanted to burst into flames upon command. You will find it useful against the denizens of the Agrafjord. Indeed, that is a most generous gift. It will be of greater service to my people in your hands than in mine. Thank you, Joran. He nods. But where do we go from here? Go around this lake and cross the stream. On the other side you will find the slope gentle enough to climb. Then follow the line of trees as far as you can and keep heading north. Do not engage the denizens of the Agrafjord. They are not why you are here. Do your best to avoid detection and cross over Dragon's Scar Reach as quickly as you can. Where can I find shelter? You will not be able to rest in the open air. It is too cold, but perhaps you will find a cave where the air is warm enough to sleep. I understand. Why don't I just build an igloo or something? Build some kind of a cold trap there. Have some kind of warm going. Shouldn't be too tough. May Odin watch over you and protect you, Lady Millennium. Farewell, Joran. Fare thee well. I guess we need the cloaks to just basically survive here, or stop taking constant damage. Yeah, gave us a sword. Broadsword. It's technically a great sword, so it's totally worth it to me. Thanks. Thanks, Jordan.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
So you keep saying. Follow the tree line. Ooh, 12 damage. That's actually fairly realistic. You're so fucked if you get wet in this kind of cold climate. So fucked. Boons. You come upon an abandoned camp. Hide armor +2. You can keep it. How exactly are we supposed to proceed? Domesticate. The domestic goat is raised for its milk, flesh, and skin. Snow leopard. Really? Really want to pick a bite? Whatever. You son of a... What? You... Seriously?
Perish as you should.
Entangle?
We have no choice.
A single
They
hit from
must
you
be
will end it.
eliminated.
Hopefully this isn't quite as unstable as the Shattered Peaks was. At least the maps themselves seem to be even smaller in scale. Still troublesome to move around in. Snow Orc Archer. Well, an orc is an orc is an orc. That's probably where we need to go. Maybe? Can I actually attack them? No line of sight. Ho 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 ho, yeah. Eat a dick. Holy crap.
I will strike you down. Oh.
Taste of my wrath.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated. I will strike you down, or fall in the attempt.
Why am I killing the orcs? They're breaking down their own doors, right? Well, whatever floats your boat.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Let the earth.
Right, not that much, not that hard of a
Perish
fight,
as you
but
should.
is this really the only way forward? Ooh. Maybe not the only way forward, but the only way to something interesting. Oh my god, it's almost impossible to move around in here. A crypt. Well, these never end up badly for me, so why not? Ooh, that's a
Stand
lot
your
of traps.
ground, friends. My injuries are taxing my... We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
I will attempt it. Perish as you should.
Chieftain. Okay, I was wondering why he looked a little different. Still not that tough, and Larian has great armor class for this level. He'll do fine. Don't follow.
Stand your ground, friends.
I will attempt it.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Snow Orc High Priest. Well, that should not be a problem.
You must fall for the greater good.
Yeah, everything gets interrupted.
We
Let the
have no
earth take
choice.
you.
They must be eliminated.
I think we're gonna rest here. And if there was any desecration to be done, the orcs have already done it. Probably the chieftain is the only one with something worthwhile. Looks like another ice weapon of some sort. Which is a weird thing that you think that if they're all resistant to ice, that ice weapon would not be the one that they prefer. I suppose there might not be that much infighting then among them. So they don't have weapons that can easily be used against them. But that seems unlikely. They're orcs after all. And what do they have? Probably some kind of dragons as opponents, other frost resistant opponents, frost giants. No matter how you look at it, the frost probably isn't the best option to use here. Fire resistance, another one. Magic stab unidentified. Shield unidentified. Excellent. That's the high priest. Chieftain, I think, is here. Scale mail +2. Okay, let's look what we have. It doesn't look particularly interesting, but who knows. Staff, mechanical shield, and axe. Doom staff. Attacks +4. Unhit disease. Shoulder shakes. Only usable by cleric. Well, that's not useful at all. Clangeddin's wayward axe. Ooh, electrical. That's actually quite nice. Shield of Dwarven Lords. Another Clangeddin, yeah. Armor bonus +4. Use Hammer of Gods, level 20, 1 use per day. It's actually quite nice. I think it does divine damage, so it'll go through a lot of elemental protections. +4 large shield. Might be better than this. It's just +2. Also tower shield, but that's besides the point. 5 points and immunity. 6 points, no immunity. But it's higher armor class and he's suffering from carry weight issues. Also, I haven't really seen anyone use knockdown in a long time, so... Still, I'll hold on to this. Right. Everything's looking good. And fighting is not really a way to level up. Huh. This is Bull's side. At least that's how it looks to me. Right. This might be the way to go. We will continue exploring, and when we get a sort of a protected location, we'll rest, take advantage of that situation. I know the original plan was to rely more on attack spells as far as spell choices are concerned. And I think to some extent we do, in that we buff our attack focus. But they're just not worth it. We have too low of a level. The fireballs are, I think, still genuinely useful, because the game does a wonderful thing that some games stop doing, is that they try to find challenges without basically just throwing equal level monsters at you. So a lot of swarm type fights in this game, which means the fireball type spells are very useful. So next up would be either the bridge that has hurricane level winds or ice giants, one or the other.